Somebody was asking how many calories we eat, and for me, I'm burning 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day, so I'm eating, and I'm in a maintenance mode, so I'm eating 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day, and boy do I love it. That's a lot of food! Especially when you're eating real food like we do. We eat mostly real food. What do I mean by real food?
Think about ingredients that are no more, like if you buy something that's packaged, you want stuff that you can actually read and understand.
Yes.
No more than 4 really. You want to try and stick to that, okay?
Well, the goal is to eat food that resembles what it was before it was turned into food. Does that make sense? So, if you're eating chicken, it should look like chicken, not chopped up fillers reconstituted.
With
patties.
corn.
With corn and breading and brown. Brown is not a food group, people. No fried food.
Caramel coloring.
Yeah, no. No, none of that. And the same thing with, you know, with your whole wheat. So if you're eating like wheat products, let's have unbleached whole wheat, whole oat bread, those sort of things. So 9-grain breads, whole grain breads, we like those. The less processed, the better. And now I kind of feel disgusting if I have to eat processed food. If I go to somebody's house for dinner and they, for some reason, think processed food is good, it just does not agree with me, and that just tells me that our body was not meant to process processed food.
And you'll learn. You'll learn over time.
If you study and you listen to us, you'll learn.
Yes.
And you don't learn just by thinking that you're going to learn. You have to study.
No, and it's something that you have to acquire. Your body is going to go in a mode of what the fruit are you doing to me?
And it'll thank you. It'll just be like, oh, this is so good.
So eventually your body will get to a point where it really starts looking at food in the complete form, which is good. Farmers markets and whatnot, seriously, they're really fun. Go to them. And these people love their stuff, the herbs and all that stuff, the salts and stuff, which is tons of fun. Ask them questions. They will have so many answers for you, and they will give you some really good tips on how to cook stuff. It's a great wealth of information out there. Seriously, it's just fun also.
Farmers markets are great, but if you don't have a farmers market, when you go to your grocery store, shop the perimeter. What do I mean by shop the perimeter? I mean, don't go down all the aisles with all the boxes, all the dry canned, blah, blah, yuck. You don't need all that. Just shop the perimeter of the store. What's on the perimeter? Fresh meats, fresh vegetables, fresh fruits. That's what you should be eating. Nuts and grains and fruits and veggies and fresh, good, low-fat meats like lean chicken, lean turkey, lean pork, even lean beef. And then, of course, our favorite, fish.
Yes. Pork tenderloin is a nice little thing.
It's the other white meat.
Yeah. Steak, you want to do blank steaks, nice and lean. You don't have to cook it a long time. So
it's good.
Great marinade for it.
The bakery is on the perimeter, and when you go to the bakery, choose something that's brown. In this case, brown is a good food group. So when you go to the bakery, look for something.
Chocolate donuts don't count. Sorry, just picture.
You're right. Absolutely no. But if you're gonna go for bread, the bakery is not a bad place to get your bread because it's fresh. It's very likely that there's no preservatives in it, and you can get a whole grain bread there that you can use for your sandwiches for the week.
Right.
And you can pick up some shaved Jenny-O sliced turkey while you're there. It's good stuff. 97% fat free. You can get 99% fat free.
Yeah.
The only dairy I really eat right now is Swiss cheese.
Greek yogurts.
That's good too.
My maintenance, because of the weight that I'm at, I only get about 1,210 calories a day. That's with just normal activity. I tend to try and stick to that. I'm not trying to lose weight. However, I don't want to overindulge, and I know that I'll have a tendency because I love during summer there's lemon bars and a bunch of other stuff. But it really depends on what your fitness goals are as women. I think for women you have to be a little bit careful because for us it takes a little bit longer to drop it. So I don't go overboard. I stay within 12 to 1,500, but I have to look at what my workout was that day. So today, core, it's probably going to not be a huge burn, so I'm going to stay close to my 1,200 calorie for today. That's it. On a day where I'm doing plyo, I'll get closer to about 1,500 calories, but that is my max. But that is for me, for my size.
Right.
So the key is find a nutritionist, seriously. get an idea of what your normal caloric intake would be at the size that you are now, and then assess what your fitness goal is. And then you're going to get a better range of where your calories should be or can be.
One of the ways you can understand what your resting metabolic rate is, or the number of calories that you burn throughout the day just walking around, is wear your Polar FT80 heart rate monitor or any of the Polar heart rate monitors all day. Have it run all day as though you're exercising, and look at what you burn in a 24-hour period. Based on that, that's an estimation. Remember, it's an estimation. It doesn't know exactly how many calories you're burning because there's a whole algorithm involved. But based on that, that's going to be what you burn in your normal day. Now, if you add exercise to that, then you can eat a little bit more. Or if your goal is weight loss, then you know that that's your calorie deficit for the day. What do I mean by a calorie deficit? Well, if you're trying to lose weight, you have to create a calorie deficit. It's all about calories in and calories out. Now, that's an oversimplification, but it's a good starting point for most of us. Calories in, calories out. So if 3,500 calories equals a pound, then you have to create a deficit each day to get to 3,500 calorie total deficit to lose a pound. Math! Let me make it really simple. If you work out 7 days a week and create a 500 calorie deficit per day, you're going to lose a pound a week. More or less, over time, it works out. Again, it's an oversimplification because a calorie is not a calorie is not a calorie. A calorie of high fructose corn syrup is different than a calorie of sugar. I'll tell you that because it's going to metabolize as fat. Now, that being said, we're going to keep it simple for you. If you're like Shauna and your basal metabolic rate is right around 1,200, then if you burn 1,700 calories a day, you're going to lose a pound a week. Eat 1,200, burn 1,700, lose a pound a week.
Yeah.
It's not hard. You can do that. You can burn 500 calories in an Insanity of the Asylum workout. I'm burning up to 1,000 calories in these workouts. You're burning up to 500 calories. Why? She's smaller, smaller muscles, smaller body weight. That requires less calories to keep it going. It's like a sports car. It's like a little tiny sports car, right? Takes less gas than a big SUV. So the point is, when it comes to how many calories to eat, it's all based on base metabolic rate or resting metabolic rate plus your active calories. So any active calories you're burning, like through working out. We'll put a little budget calculation. We call it a budget. It's calorie budget. If you earn calories through burning calories through exercise.
Right.
It's very complicated. It's very simple.
Go to your nutritionist, find the things that are actually going to help your body burn also. There's certain sugars out there that are really bad and I help you store the fat instead. So that's why we talk about don't have high fructose during the first 30. Try not to buy
no high fructose corn syrup!
Your body's like, really? And it just starts sopping up everything.
No MSG, no sodium benzoate. Come on, that's garbage!
So, I know, it's gross. When you think about it in that way, think of it, there's certain things out there that actually will start sucking up the fat and store it in your body.
Oh, yuck!
You don't want that. That's what you're trying to avoid. So go to your nutritionist. They know exactly what those things are and they can give you a list. I know that...
Stevia, xylitol. No artificial sweeteners. If you can help it, stick with natural sweeteners like stevia and xylitol. Those are naturally occurring plant-based sweeteners. They're not going to trigger your body. Truvia is a stevia-based. Yeah, they're not going to trigger your body like NutraSweet and sucralose and stuff is bad for you.
Yellow
and it makes
packets,
you crave
blue
sweets.
packets, bad.
No yellow, pink, or blue packets. If you're going to put something sweet,
brown packet.
Brown packet's nice.
Yep. Better option.
And Sugar in the Raw now has a stevia-based sweetener, which is very, very sweet, but very, very low calorie, but all natural. All natural is good, people.
Flooded you with a bunch of knowledge, and now you're like, I'm never eating! Please don't do that, because then you're going to go overboard on it.
Oh yeah, the worst thing you can do is to starve yourself. That HCG diet, where you basically are starving yourself throughout the day and giving yourself injections. Don't do that!
You become walking zombies. You're only allowing yourself 500 calories a day.
That's just messed up. Figure out what your calorie consumption at your goal weight would be. For somebody like Shauna who's down at 110, 115 pounds, her calorie consumption should be about, if she wasn't exercising, she'd probably be about 1,100 calories. So figure out what your calorie consumption, your goal weight is, and start eating those calories now. Get your body used to it. The pounds will start dropping off. You'll feel better, you'll look better, and hey,